Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on SouFLoTV. Alright, so here we are again. And now we have another artist in our industry who is saying the same thing that Tanya Stephens has said. Basically, she is talking about sexual harassment. See, and she didn't go as far as to say she was raped, but the person who chimed in to help her, which is Diana King, did talk about herself being raped, just like Tanya Stephens back in the day. Now, Etana says that a respected artist tried to assault her in his home under disguise or under guise or under Sykes. And I'm going to explain to you what she said via way of Dance Hall Mag. People, check out Dance Hall Mag. Just Google Dance Hall Mag and go read up on all the stories so that when we come over here and start to discuss them with you in detail, then you can be ready for that conversation. Big up Dancehall Mag and big up Urban Islands as well. Me big them up just like how I big up Star, Loop, Gleaner, all these entities that I do take stories from. Right? Reggae songstress Etana on Wednesday relayed how some years ago she was the subject of sexual harassment by an artist who tried to trap her under the guise of inviting her over to his home studio. Her comments, which she made on Facebook, has left fans wondering whether more female artists are going to slowly emerge from the shadows and start to talk about this sexual predator thing that is within the music industry in Jamaica's music, reggae, dancehall space. Seeing? And that conversation is taking center stage right now because, again, a prominent name in the industry, which is Tanya Stephens, has come forward and said that she too has been a victim of rape. Not only her, but we had this conversation on a broader level about a year or 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, when another name, Diana King, actually said the same thing. She actually said more. She actually said that Jamaica is a predatory place and they would prefer to run a man out of the community, something to that effect, because him is a batman, than for them to turn their blades at the man who is molesting children or raping off the little children. It's like it's okay to do and they don't see it. Some kind of something like that. A lot of people beat her for it back in the day, and said, you know, she just sell out Jamaica and she hate Jamaica and that kind of stuff. But it wasn't that. It was her telling her personal experiences. So anyways, some years ago I received a call, she said, from a team member saying that another artist wanted to link up. So I asked the team member why the artist wanted to link up, and she said that the team member said to link up to check out their home studio and possibly do some work together, you know. So she said, I called the artist. Yeah. And the artist said, yeah man, I build my studio, you know, I want you to come check it out. Then she noted that she went over there, she went to go see the studio, she looked around in the studio, she thought, she followed him, she was greeted cordially, everything respectful, she followed him to the part of the house where the studio is, because that was the intention of going to his house, to check out the studio. She also said that it's not uncommon for artists to link up with other artists and check out their studio and possibly do work with them, collaborations and these things. It's nothing out of the ordinary, especially this particular person who she says is well established and highly respected within the industry. So she thought nothing of it. In the story, according to Dancehall Mag, she also said that when she went to this person's place to go check out their studio, that she did not go alone. But the person did not know that she did not come alone. She went with her bodyguards, but she had the bodyguards sit outside in the vehicle while she went in. See? She said that as she checked out the studio, everything went well, and then she was getting ready to leave. And as she was getting ready to leave, this artist who invited her over to check out his studio took it as his opportunity to back her up in a little corner, force up himself on her and force big kiss on her mouth. On her mouth, on her lips, she said. She said that I was shocked. But the look that I gave him, I guess he knew I was not interested, she said. I walked out and I never went back to anywhere near him after that. After I left that studio, that house, I called another artist and I told him. But the pattern of similarity I recognize is, hey, I just built a new studio. Come check it out now. Laugh out loud, she said. She was consoled by some of her fans who questioned whether her crew members were at fault or her bodyguard might have been at fault for letting her go in by herself. She's a grown woman. She can decide, I think this person is safe. Come on, I've known this person for a while in the industry, worked with this person, probably not before or whatever, but this person, nothing to fear here. It's not like I'm going into an event with a bunch of strangers around. Let me go in real quick, check out the studio, and I'll be out soon. Seeing? And she went. That was her decision. She said, can you imagine if I had pulled up alone and had appeared weak? Is what she said to another fan. Now on Tuesday, according to Dancehall Mag, Diana King pointed out. So the name is Diana King. Pointed out that most of the men she encountered while pursuing her musical career in Jamaica, except for just a few of them whose friendship she treasures to this day, most of them have tried to forcibly have sex with her. So you know how that go already. Man a push himself upon you, back you up in there. It's rough on these female artists because, first of all, a lot of the times they're in a studio with males. And the studio, they're in there running night sessions. When man I think about when night come. Some men can't mix business with pleasure, but they try to, and it just messes everything up. And even if it's daytime, inside of the studio is like a whole different world because you're closed off from outside, from daylight, from everything. It's isolated. So to be in these isolated spaces with these men, anything can go on in these studios, especially when you're a young and vulnerable female and you don't have people there to represent for you, to back you up. A man that plays a bodyguard role or a father that's going to say, I'm in the studio session with her. I'm just sitting in. That kind of thing. And you have to go it alone. You're out there basically in the land of the wolves. See? So, in showing solidarity to Tanya Stevens, who says that she was raped by an artist some 30 years ago at the age of 17, the Billboard charting artist, who has in the past declared that she too has been the victim of same incidents, we're talking about Diana King, said that as a consequence, she also had to be on her guard with some unorthodox measures in place just to keep the attackers off, including using lit cigarettes as a weapon. You can imagine you're in a studio session and your nerve is so racked. You have to keep your composure in order to sing your songs properly, right? But your nerve is so racked and you're so on guard. Like, yo, me want to do a song with this producer, but I know this producer is predatory because him keep on a jump on me and I keep on having to fight him off. So, is that they straddle that thin line between make him think him a go get some, but don't give him none till your project is done, and him mix and master it and thinking that he's still going to get some, and see if you can cut with the project without giving him some. They have to go into that mind frame to literally make a way for themselves in this industry. Now, been in a few studios and been around a few artists, that's never an issue, is what she said. There's a different kind of relationship. There was no prior flirtation, and this is Etana speaking. She said in this particular incident, there was no prior flirtation or no funny moves by him. He is a respected individual. That common mutual respect was also expected, artist to artist. Never thought that I needed company to actually go into his house. I don't think I need to say, but I'll say it anyway, that surely if anything more would have happened, it would not end well. Can you imagine if I had pulled up alone and appeared weak, is what she's saying. She probably would have been taken advantage of. So you have to understand, say, they have to have this chip on their shoulder. They have to be able to get to that place where they can say, yo, come off of me blood clot, boy. I want to you. You know, hear me say move. That kind of thing. You can't go in there and be like, oh, but oh my God, no, we shouldn't be doing this. Stop. No, stop. No, I'm playing. No, I'm not playing. No, stop. That little simpleton behavior. If you're going there with the simpleton behavior, man, are gonna just force themselves upon you. Is what I'm getting that these women are saying. Now, it's hard to tell a 17-year-old say you have to go out there and be just dominant and just, do this. I've heard even people like the current reigning dancehall queen Spice make reference to this before in the past about these studio sessions and these men in these studios and these girls that have to just hold it and know how to just hold it, and you have to build different for this because all them want is wearing your drawers, and as them get it, you're gone. See? So in October of 2016, Kolo Kolo, again according to Dancehall Mag, producer Cornelius Daly told the Star tabloids that female artists were at a huge disadvantage in the music industry due to the fact that the reggae and dancehall genre are dominated by men. So again, most times they're going to have to be working with men. Sometimes they end up being the only female in the room, right? Daly also said that some male producers were like stymieing the careers of female artists because the female artists are unwilling to give them sex. Some producers just want to get under the girl them skirt. And as them get under them skirt, them drop them because them get what them want. This is what Cornelius said before adding this. And also we do it because talent matters to us. The biggest problem for female artists is that engineer and producers want to have sex with them. The biggest problem for female artists is that individuals like producers and engineers want to have sex with them. In the same article, which was titled Sex for a Bus, you can go read the article in Star. Just type in, Google it, Sex for a Bus. I covered this a while back when this came out. Producer Cornelius laments exploitation of female artists. University of the West Indies professor Donna Hope, also known as the dancehall doctor, has said that many women have told her that their careers have false started because they have been unwilling to sleep with men to get ahead. Many female artists have told her that because they're unwilling to sleep with these men to get ahead. So basically, I guess in the dancehall circle or reggae dancehall circle, it's give me some of that, I'm going to put you through the door. Give you one hit we can play up on the radio and these kind of things. Now, as a struggling artist, some of them coming from poverty and impoverished conditions, it's a balance. And it's like, do I do this one time? Because let's be honest and let's be fair. You have enough of them where dash it out for free and not getting a thing. Enough of them dashing it out to multiple people and not getting a thing in return. So some of these females actually start to rationalize and say, you know what? Me see my friend them a dash it out and them not get nothing in return. What them get? Headache and heartache from some butterfoot boy who they can do better. That kind of stuff. At least if I give it to this man, then it's helping me to further myself in a real way. Cause I'm gonna give me a song where I go road. That's gonna go on the radio. Then I can go on tour. I can fly out. And you start to see a bigger picture, however false that bigger picture might be. This is something that has plagued the music industry from inception. It has a lot to do with the male domination in the industry and the structure that governs society. The structure, the patriarchal structure that governs society. This is what Professor Hope had said. What happens with women who come into the music industry, whether dancehall or reggae, is that they either have to throw it in their lot with men. They either have to throw in their lot. You know what throw in their lot means, with men deliberately. Or they have had to depend on the support of their male family members if they have a studio or have connections in the industry. If you're not that lucky, you may have to sleep with somebody. Or, as many women have found out, your career will go down the drain. That's sad. That's a big discussion for us to have. That's sad because, there are a lot of females out there. And if you check back on SouFLoTV, I've said I want to see an all-female concert. Could you imagine that? Lock Stadium with bare females. From Pompote to D'Angel to Spice to Shensia to Dai to just bring out all the female artists them that have their own following and these things and give them the stage. It would be a hell of a show. When did our music get to a point where you go to a show, right, and one female show up and 20 man perform back to back? Why? Why for that? Right? So balance the thing more or even give the women their space. And I also said that any promoter who thought of that, maybe they can name it Women's Fest or Woman Empowerment Fest or something that is more attractive to the dancehall scene, or make it a family event and call it Reggae Dancehall Ladies or Reggae Dancehall Women Part 1 or something that will draw the people out. But just have women glorify the stage for that or bless the stage with their presence for that entire concert. That would be something powerful. It would be uplifting. It would create an atmosphere where women could actually empower others and help others and motivate the girls who are talented, because it doesn't stop here. There are other young ladies that are coming who are walking in the footsteps of these women before them who are paving the way. Coffee don't stop at coffee. Watch and see in a few years if you won't see another artist or a couple more artists emerge out of the culture that sounds like coffee and probably even copies her outer appearance like coffee, with the same braid hair, locks thing, with the same dress code, same thing. Just like how there was Vibes Cartel, but it didn't stop at Vibes Cartel. There was Alkaline, but it didn't stop at Alkaline. You have a spin-off of all these artists. So for the ladies to create a space where future greats of the genre can thrive without having to depend on fling out crutches to man in order to get ahead. I'm just saying. And we've talked about the rape culture in depth before in Jamaica. Hold on and take for them something that and these kind of things. But when we touch those topics, a lot of people get so offended, but also a lot of people come out with their own stories. What I want you to do is to leave your comment in the comment section below. Were you raised in Jamaica or in the Jamaican culture? Were you ever an artist or aspiring artist? Did you ever know of an aspiring artist, female, who had these kind of encounters and decided that she had to either do it to get ahead, and she did, or that she had to leave that alone and find something else to do because she was just not willing to go that direction? Let's talk. Let's have a discussion about this. All right. And again, big up Dancehall Mag. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.